Now this is a very interesting comment to be leaving for Fan Fridays. Komala breaks the battle tree's AI. And whenever we start talking about like glitches or exploits or any kind of wonky things happening in the game, it starts to get pretty interesting, especially for like breaking it down for a video and whatnot. So let's go and see how Komala just goes and destroys the battle tree with its existence. My thought is that if the battle tree's AI wants to play its way, you know, make sure the opponent's status before resuming, that means Komala gets free setup and wins, which means this could be exploited for easy wins on the battle tree. Also, mad respect to the guy that's like, yo, I'm gonna make Komala work. I remember praising it back at the start of the generation. I still haven't bred one or made one competitive, so that could be an issue. But it is the stockpile on Komala, so things are about to get crazy. And Magnezone goes for the Thunder Wave, but Comatose doesn't care or matter. And I think that's what's going to happen. Okay, yeah. Wow, I think this is kind of all that we needed to know, and this is kind of what I expected. But that's how the battle tree works. The AI, we've seen crazy battle tree things. The battle tree has no remorse. It will stall you. There is a Scarf Aerodactyl that only knows Rock Slide on the battle tree. It will just kind of do whatever it takes to win, or at least make your day madness. And it just doesn't get the message that because there is no status on that Pokemon, like it doesn't show sleep. Komala just acts as though it's asleep, therefore it can't be statused like that. So it's like trying, yeah, it just doesn't affect it. And there's no change. So the AI wants to, like, I guess it's Magnezone since it's supposed to be a slower Pokemon. It uses the Thunder Wave, gets faster than the opponent, and then just like tries to go for the damage. I imagine there's some other strategies, like if there's any Hex on the battle tree, we might see that. So I want to see what Pokemon actually break on the battle tree and why it might be worth just having a Komala for the battle tree, because that is 7 turns of Thunder Wave as Komala just goes for the free bulk ups. Like, Komala is a really awesome Pokemon. Like, the stockpile bulk up strategy is really good, and against status Pokemon, yeah. I wonder if this is the first code, or if it goes in ascending order or descending order, because if you know this, then you might as well just go, oh, this Pokemon has the trend of going for status, therefore I'm just going to only start bulking up until I win. And I guess this is going to be like play rough set, maybe return set. We're going to see what the Komala goes for, but once you have a certain amount of bulk ups, you just one-shot everything, and that's going to be the game right there. But Komala on the battle tree does sound like a pretty safe choice overall. There's a lot of status, there's a lot of shenanigans. Komala, for the most part, doesn't care, gets a pretty free setup, and then it turns into a sweep. So Earthquake, ooh, nice. I don't even think you need to go for the +6 if you're packing an Earthquake on the Komala. So Magnezone goes down just like that. What else do we have? And Altaria. So I guess we're just going to see if Altaria goes for status. That'd be absolutely silly. But I'm guessing it's not going to, but Komala already has too much damage set up. Will be the Mega Altaria for Wally as well. And I think this could also warrant more research into the battle tree. Like, I've already done my video of like my favorite battle tree movesets, but maybe there's like certain trainers in certain battles that do like the same thing. And that's gonna be a Dragon Dance on the Altaria. But that's not defenses. Like, maybe a Cotton Guard would have reduced the shenanigans, but it's Return Earthquake. Interesting set. If Gengar was still around, that wouldn't be as viable of a set, but or if Gengar, you know, still had Levitate, but yeah, you can still use that pretty well against a lot of Pokemon. That's going to be Gallade coming in, and then Gallade is going to go for the Stone Edge, so just raw damage right there. Whoa, the critical hit! Not enough to take down the Komala, though, and Komala gets a free win on the battle tree. So let's see what happens in those other battle submissions as well. Okay, so it's battle number 26 for the next submission, which tells me that this is going in, like, ascending order. That means even higher up on the battle tree, even against, like, the main battle tree people, their AI is still kind of wonky with all of this, which is kind of interesting thing about. I'm also wondering if Komala was used to get to the 20-win streak, or if Komala was splashed in and then these weird things started becoming apparent. Also, doesn't seem like it's every battle, which makes sense, but any battle that has a potential status could have this happen, and I wonder if it's going to be like Will-O-Wisp Delphox or something silly like that. Delphox with the switcheroo, but it fails because it's oh no. Really? Will it continue to like switcheroo the Z move forever until there's a successful switcheroo? That would be really crazy. Okay, so I haven't heard of it. Okay, guys, we need some research. We need people to go into the comments. We need to figure this one out, cause like this could be huge. I'm wondering like, oh, roleplay, but that's gonna fail because you can't copy Comatose. Wow, this Delphox has no options. This Delphox gets completely bodied by the Komala, and that's one of the craziest things. Because yeah, Comatose kind of works like a Wonder Guard. Wait, yeah, you can't roleplay the Wonder Guard just like straight up like that. It has to be the Mimic entrainment. You can't use skill swap. It's the same for the King's Shield, or you know, the stance change ability. So there's a lot of abilities that are just kind of locked down in the game, and it seems like the AI just isn't. It has to have the opponent's ability before it can function, apparently. And on a Normalium Z, because that's the stockpile setup, that, you know, you go Normalium Z stockpile, go to full health with all those defenses and all those stats, and then you get to body your opponent while being incredibly tanky. Works pretty well for the 3v3, but it looks like the AI snapped out. The AI snapped out of its confusion. Probably a little too late. Mystical Fire, pretty powerful with that special attack drop. Not going to do anything to the physical attacker, and the bulk up on Komala is just going to kind of do its thing. So trying to switch, not happening. And that's going to be the turnaround to the Earthquake for the super effective damage. So yeah, guys, we need to like get together and figure out which Pokemon are most likely to kind of fall to this. If Komala has like just a higher success rate because of something like this, that you just lead Komala, or you have Komala in the back, and then you can just kind of switch it in when you need to and just shut down the opponent's AI. Because we saw this happen against Wally, one of the main trainers. And then after all those bulk ups, even the super effective close combat from Lucario does not do enough to really threaten the Komala at all. That's going to be an Earthquake on top of drop defenses. And if anyone in the comments section, please, if you have seen this happen as well, I want to see more from this. I want to see what your guys' stories are. Like, what other Pokemon? Like, have you had role play or skill swap or something against an Aegislash for a while? Are there other Pokemon that break it? Because it feels like Komala would be the biggest break, potentially, that just with that Comatose ability. There it is! He went for it, and it didn't. And that's going to be the Z move on the Komala. I guess, like, also, Normalium Z gives you some options, because you can go Breakneck Blitz Z move for a KO, or you can Z stockpile back to full health, but it's going to fail in anticipation of a close combat or something, I guess. Or, no, it was already used enough times. So yeah, just go into full health just in case, and that's going to be Earthquake. Could be Focus Sash. Another interesting thing about the battle tree is that you can find out the trainer, find the item of that Pokemon potentially, and then scout what it's going to do against you. But yeah, Infernape just comes in and starts Will-O-Wisping, so it's not even like the lead Pokemon or whatever Pokemon's broken. If it just has the moveset, if it's just programmed to behave that way, it will break, and I think that's definitely worth some more research. Wow. See, that's what I mean. When we get into these situations, we get a comment like this on Fan Fridays. It could mean all kinds of crazy things. So let's go and check out the last one, see what other Pokemon just cannot handle the Komala. I'm guessing it's going to be the Drapion, but I mean, Houndoom also might just want to do Will-O-Wisp. But yeah, I'm gonna actually, while this battle's playing, I might not even show this full battle. Like once we see what's happened, once the stats come in, we can and it's Grimsley too. I didn't even pay attention to like that team potentially being Grimsley. But yeah, like it doesn't even matter. The AI is just what? My voice just kind of squeaked right there because I'm trying to like huh? What? No. There's no way the programming should be this bad for the battle tree. But it is. How does the AI... I mean, we've seen things like this before. Like, this goes back to the days of the first generation with Agility Dragonite, and if you threw in a Poison-type Pokemon, it would use Agility because the AI thought, oh, Poison is going to be weak to Psychic. I have a Psychic-type move. Let me use it regardless if it's status or not. Huh? It's kind of like that. It's not taking into account any vulnerabilities or any like immunities based off of the ability. Or maybe it's just Comatose. Like maybe they won't try to toxic a Pokemon that has been scouted with immunity, but the Comatose just behaves differently and glitches out the battle tree. So that's actually pretty weird. And then yeah, we have Houndoom. Well, now we got to see what happens. Like, all right, a couple more bulk ups. We'll get into the Earthquake. I'm pretty sure at this point you know that you don't need to like max stockpile into bulk up anymore. Like once they start doing the Will-O-Wisp, you know, 1-2 stockpiles, don't need to go for the third, land like 3 bulk ups into an Earthquake KO, because Houndoom isn't that tanky of a Pokemon. But I want to see if Drapion goes for like Toxic or something after the Houndoom ends up going down. Oh, he switched over to the Flamethrower. Alright. So sometimes they break themselves out of it and sometimes they don't, which makes it even more confusing. Yeah, there's the Flamethrower and then there's the Will-O-Wisp. So is there like RNG based off of the move usage as well? That it'll go for the most optimal move, but then there's like a 10-20% chance that just rolls into some kind of other option. So now after landing damage and doing something to the Komala, decides to go, nah, never mind, let's just go back to where we were. So that's going to be the mad damage into Houndoom with the return. Houndoom goes down. Bisharp comes in. Bisharp beats an Earthquake at least, so that's kind of a good thing. Is exerting pressure, does whatever. We might see Night Slash from Bisharp, but after all the stat boosting, unless it crit, wouldn't really be too much a problem. And the Z stockpile, just to play it safe. So this is really interesting, like, I wonder how frequently it does. Like, if these were the only battles that have happened with this Komala, then it might not be as big of a thing. But if these are, like, some of the more interesting examples, the ones that were caught and then remembered to be, like, turned into a code, yeah, that'd be cool. And that's why I want to see how much the community can come together and, like, bring these ideas. So that's going to be Earthquake, Bisharp goes down. I really want to know if Drapion runs Toxic or something like that. And then we can, like, look at Battle Tree stats and all kinds of fun stuff like that. So I did a video on the Battle Tree trainers, and the mystery grows even deeper. So Drapion is going to Cross Poison. Alright, so it goes for the damage. I guess it doesn't have the status, and that does big damage on the crit. Might have even had Snipe. Well, Sniper should have done more damage than that. That's going to be the Earthquake on the Drapion, and that is going to be the game right there. So give me 1 second. So yeah, we're on Cerebi right now, and there it is. There's the Will-O-Wisp, Houndoom. That could be, like, it seems a bit RNG if you get the right Pokemon. As you can see right here, none of the Drapion had any kind of status. That was kind of the only one, but that happened 3 times, because Grimsley was battle number 30. It started at battle number 20 with Wally, and then we saw another battle in between. So it seems like 30% chance that this could happen? That would be really broken. If Komala is, like, the best Battle Tree Pokemon ever because of it, I'm just going to, like, look at a random trainer and see, like, how could it work. You know, the Ninetales shows up with Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp, any kind of status options seems like it's pretty common. The Houndoom with the Will-O-Wisp. Confuse Ray. I think Confuse Ray actually hits through Comatose. I'm not 100% sure, but I could definitely look that up after the video. And then we can find out some of the other numbers. And then also looking into the Comatose ability. So let's go do that as well. As we can actually see what's going on. And yeah, like, Comatose is only non-volatile status. I remember reading that. It's the thing is, Misty Terrain. Misty Terrain included Confusion, or, like, yeah, Confusion not being able to affect under that terrain. So that was kind of it when it came to the status. But yes, Comatose is really interesting because all of these abilities right here. So I just went to Roleplay, and Roleplay fails against a lot of abilities these days. I mean, like, you look at a lot of the ones that were introduced, because we have Stance Change, Power of Alchemy, Receiver, Schooling, Comatose, Shields Down, Disguise, RKS System, or Battle Bond. Most of those being, like, introduced in the 7th generation. And then we also have the Imposter abilities, Zen Mode, Illusion. So there are quite a lot that don't work. So if you bring these Pokemon and you have a chance of going up against one of the few roleplay Pokemon in the Battle Tree, that could happen. But it seems like Comatose just brings more to the table for that. Status on top of the unswitchable ability kind of does things. And then since it's normal typing, it's not like they're going to try to use a Will-O-Wisp on Fire type in the Battle Tree. I think the AI is at least complex enough to not do that. But it's just a Pokemon that's vulnerable to pretty much everything when it comes to status, and then also doesn't have any kind of switching ability that's possible on it. So there we go, guys. That's some trivia on top of this craziness in the Battle Tree, and I hope you guys enjoy the battle. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.